everybody. I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily, and if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. It is Tuesday, November 12th. The bye week has come and gone, and now we are officially on to week 11. It is Bears week. Bears week. I always love me the games against Chicago Bears. We've won 10 straight against Chicago. We've dominated them for pretty much my entire life, the last 29 years or so. Soldier Field, noon game. Yeah, the Bears, excuse me. Let me make sure I am correct on that. Noon game. Yes, I am correct. Noon game, Soldier Field. The Bears have not been looking too hot so far this year. They are 4-5. They started off pretty good as far as notching some wins, and their offense throughout the course of the year has not been playing very well. That has led to their offensive coordinator this week, Shane Waldron, getting fired. So they're already firing some people over there in Chicago. I did hear some things about veteran players wanting Bagent to be playing instead of Caleb Williams, so that's interesting. But, we'll have a fresh face to go up against in the Bears offensive coordinator. So they might be doing some stuff a little different than what they have been so far this year. So a little test for Jeff Hafley and company to make sure the Bears continue to play poorly on offense. You would just you'd like to see that, right? As for the Packers, Marshawn Lloyd is expected to come off of IR this week. Great news for Marshawn. He was riddled with an injury earlier this year with an ankle, led him to miss pretty much the entire season. He's been sitting on IR for a while. He had the hip injury, if I remember correctly, back in OTAs. Had a hamstring injury in preseason and training camp, and then an ankle injury, which landed him on IR. So, yeah, he's somebody to get excited about. He was a big-time playmaker at USC during his college years. So we'll see what happens with him this week as far as how much he'll be practicing. If I had to guess, I would guess that he would probably be inactive this Sunday for the game. I think the Packers will try and bring him along a little slowly, especially since Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks have been playing pretty well behind Josh Jacobs. Without further ado, let's get to why I am here, and that is to talk some Packers with you guys, the sole reason that I am here. And as always, the Nicolet Law hotline is live. Give me a call. You got a Packers question, you got a comment, you want something to talk about on the show, be a part of the show. Give me a call. The number is on the screen, 319-242-2332. My man Nick is in the chat. I'm starting to view this game as a must-win. Maybe I'm overreacting, but we're only the 7th seed, and San Fran is going to turn up with the CMC comeback, and we are still much better than Chicago. Nick, I agree. I don't want to say it's a must-win game, but, man, the differences in percentage-wise of making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. I think we're sitting right now at 72%, and if we are to lose this weekend, it drops a decent amount. There's still a good shot for sure if we lose this game, but yeah, we got to win this game. We've already dropped 2 division games, both of those being at home, obviously to the Vikes earlier this season, the 28-0 at halftime game, and then we battled all the way back to lose by just 2. But still lost that game. And then a week ago to the Lions. They smoked us. We looked terrible at home. So, we got to win these division games. It's as simple as that. So, hopefully the Packers are looking at it as a must-win. I think they are. Coach LaFleur talks about you got to go 1-0 each week. And, we got to do that this weekend against Chicago. We are a much, much better team, Nick. I completely agree. Austin over on YouTube. Thank you, Austin, for hopping on. Do you think that trading Adams and Thomas Jr. for Jaden Reed and Joe Mixon was a good trade? I got Mixon and Reed. I would imagine you are talking about fantasy football, and I am the last guy you want to talk to about fantasy football. My teams this year, I'm in 2 leagues, and I have a combined winning total of, I think, maybe 4 in both leagues, maybe 5. So, yeah, Jaden Reed, Joe Mixon. I think that's a decent trade. I'll leave it at that, Austin. I think you did good. Nick, when you lose to Detroit, it still sucks, but they look like the best team in football. Chicago looks horrible. I hope you pick this one up. I hope it's a blowout. I hope it's a blowout too. But we know too well that almost all of our games and a lot of the games across the league always come down to the final drive, the final quarter. It's typically not ever more than a 2-score game across the league. So, yeah, it's in Soldier Field, or it's in Chicago at Soldier Field. Rivalry game. These games always seem to be closer than what they are expected to be. Think about the last week of the season last year. It was 19-7, I think, maybe 19-10 final score. Can't remember correctly. But we were the much better team. But, yeah, I just couldn't capitalize in the red zone. Hopefully that's different this time around on Sunday. What else we got? Jesse, Bears week, a week that has brought us a lot of joy over recent years. Yes, Jesse, we have won, as I said earlier, 10 straight against Chicago at this point. They've been pretty dang bad so far this year. And, yeah, hopefully they can continue to be bad for our sake. We should win this game. Hopefully we'll win by a lot. But as I was just saying, coming off the bye week, the Bears got a new offensive coordinator. Those are just a few more things to throw in the mix here with one of, if not the greatest rivalries in sports. Jesse, thank you. My man DM over on Instagrams. We beat the 49ers and Lions and Vikings when they come back around. Nobody can stop us. I like the optimism, my man. We need more of that around here, right? Marcus, think we can go on a run like we did at the end of last year. Marcus, do I think it's possible? Absolutely. However, I don't think we're going to win out. We've still got 8 games left, a lot more than we needed to win at the end of last season. And, yeah, a few of those games are pretty tough, as we were just talking about my man DM. In Minnesota, in Detroit, got the 49ers, who are healthier now, at home next weekend after the Bears game. And, yeah, I think as far as improvement, specifically on the offensive side of the ball, I expect there to be a pretty big jump from what we've seen so far this season. Less drops, less penalties, hopefully less interceptions. They are so close to clicking on that side of the ball, but those mistakes, man, those mistakes that can easily be corrected by their own doing are holding them back. So hopefully over the bye week, they've done what they needed to do as far as cleaning some of that stuff up. Phil, my man's in the chat. Phil, where you been, bro? Where have you been? I've been waiting all week for you. Nader over on Instagram. Thoughts on the rumors of Bears veterans asking for Caleb Williams to be benched? That's tough, right? If you're a Bears fan, that's tough. Caleb Williams supposed to be the savior, and you've got the older guys in the locker room asking for the backup quarterback to come in and play. Seems like a mess. But I'm glad it's happening over there and not here. So, all right, guys, let's get into the fact of the day. It is a good one. I think you are going to like it.
For your Green Bay Packers fact of the day, brought to you by TickPick. TickPick guarantees to have the lowest prices on Packers tickets. If you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use the code PACKERS20 at checkout. That's PACKERS20. This promo code can only be used in the app, so be sure to download the TickPick app today.
All right, fact of the day. The Packers have beaten the Bears 10 out of the last 10 times, 27 out of the last 32 times, and 50 of the last 65 times, which is just absolutely crazy. Sure, the 10-game win streak is impressive, but I think the last line there is what's most impressive to me. 50 of the last 65 games between the Packers and Bears have been won by the Packers. That is absolute domination over the course of the last 30 years or so. Hopefully we can notch it to 51 wins for the Packers out of the last 66 games after this Sunday. Big shout out to the Pack, huh? Dominating this rivalry. Big shout out to TickPick as well. Appreciate them partnering up with myself. Used TickPick for the game against the Cardinals a few weeks back. And yeah, they guarantee the cheapest tickets on the market. And if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, they will give you 110% of your money back. Download the TickPick app and use the code Packers20 for $20 off your ticket order. What else we got? My man Wyatt is in the house. If you have not seen any of Wyatt's content, he's been posting a ton of Packers stuff lately, and for quite some time now. So give him a follow. Check him out. Wyatt G_YT. Give him a follow. He's got some good stuff over there. Thank you, Wyatt, for hopping on. What else we got? Phil, number 23, going to go Sunday? I hope so. Jair has missed a lot of games over the last couple of years. And, yeah, hopefully he can get back out on the field. Phil, get out of here. Get out of here, Phil. What else we got? Ike. Are the Bears your least favorite division rival? Ike, I honestly can't say that they are. I think mainly because they have given us the least amount of trouble, at least during my lifetime. The Lions kind of being in that same category as well. But yeah, I don't mind the Bears as much as other Packers fans do. I've always had a personal vendetta against the Vikes. I think the Vikings are the most annoying team, or at least have the most annoying fan base, in my opinion. I wish they would have lost this past weekend against the Jaguars. Of course, they don't score an offensive touchdown and still win. That never happens. And, of course, it happens when the Vikings are playing and they get a win. So, shout out to the Jaguars for choking and not showing up for us. I'm not happy with the Jags. But, yeah, at least the Bears have won a Super Bowl, right? The Bears have a pretty rich history in our league, and you can't forget that they did help us. They saved our franchise from extinction back in the day. So, yeah, the Vikings, I will have to say, are my least favorite. So, thank you, Ike, for hopping on. Appreciate you. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today as far as the show goes. But as you know, the content never stops. I'm always posting anything and everything Packers related all day long. So be sure to be following at GBP Daily. And if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel at GBP Daily as well. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you then. And until then, I will catch you guys later. Thank you.